supreme, it's several different types of sandalwood, like it's the same sandalwood, but from different regions. And so there's some hard to find sandalwoods that come from these little tiny islands and things. And so we just blended all the different sandalwoods together to make a sandalwood supreme. So it actually has a little bit sweeter smell, and it's about four times as more potent energetically as the golden sandalwood, which is super strong by itself. So sorry, I didn't respond to that email. I just thought I'd respond to it right here. So, anyway.
Right.
Oh, and it's not on the site yet, so I don't even know how that person found out. We'll post it here shortly.
There are ears everywhere. All right, just a sec. I will be in as Apothecary Geek, and when we do that, if you have a private question or message you want to send, feel free to send it to Apothecary Geek.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're 27.
So that's usually about. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be doing some more work with memory. Last week we did short-term memory. Today we're going to be doing different aspects of long-term memory. And so, you know, it's really important to do the short-term memory before you do long-term, because if short-term memory is not functioning well, doesn't matter how hard you work the long-term memory or any of the other memory mechanisms, if you don't have the basic building material in those early stages, whatever happens later kind of doesn't matter. And so if memory is really an issue, first is, like, a lot of times when people have memory issues, they're a little bit distracted when they're in the stage of observation. So there's not really good observation happening. They're not taking in enough information, and then there's not the building blocks to have something to recall later. So when we're looking at short-term memory, we're really enhancing also the ability to observe and take in information. So when you're really troubleshooting memory and if you're not sure what to address, you can always go to what we did last week. If you sharpen your observation skills, take the time to observe, look at things with your eyes, your memory just there will start to improve because you're taking in more information. And then later that turns into long-term memory. Short-term memory only lasts for about 90 seconds. And it's considered the purest form of your memory because you haven't started to manipulate it with your autobiographical pieces of information. You know, after about 90 seconds, we start forming opinions, forming ideas, projecting, you know, ourselves into the information. And so then it starts to get manipulated a little bit. But that first 90 seconds is really genuine, pure memory, right? And so if that is working well, the rest of the memory mechanisms usually tend to work better. But now we're going to go through and we're going to start to deal with the more long-term memory. So the very first thing we're going to address is recall memory. So this is basically what people refer to as when they remember something. I mean, this is just your good old-fashioned remembering, right? Then after that, we'll do recognition memory. Now, recognition memory, even though they sound the same, we're kind of splitting hairs here. Recognition memory is the ability to recall, like, patterns. You know, you go through and you see, like, oh, I see this tendency, I see this pattern, I see this thing that keeps happening over and over again. So first is just general information of just remembering, like, an event, a feeling, a thought. I would say that first piece of the remembering is really also super important when you're trying to remember your dreams. Like when you're trying to bring forth your dreams, you might have an experience in your dream time, in your dream body, and you just can't touch it as soon as you wake up. If you enhance this part, your ability to touch it and still think about it, still contemplate it as you have awakened, becomes more potent. Then the second part, the recognition memory, you start to look at the pattern of what's happening, right? You start to see, like, I've been having dreams like this for a while. I see the pattern. This pattern seems to be an ongoing theme, even though the situations change. It's always about this pattern, right? So when we're going through and doing this, memory has a lot to do with your psychology. Also, memory has a lot to do with how your endocrine system functions, your immune system functions, and your nervous system. Those three systems also have memory mechanisms built into them. All the other systems in your body, they function, but they don't have a memory. But like allergies, for example, is your immune system remembering things that it's been exposed to. It stays in an agitated state because it remembers the things from the past, right? Your nervous system, when it fires down a certain pathway, it's called the writing reflex. It continues to fire down that pathway because it's been exposed to something, and this is what it remembers. It keeps going down that particular pathway. Your endocrine system, it communicates something. It's really slow to communicate, but once that communication happens, it still holds on to that communication for a long period of time and doesn't shake it off. It's slow to communicate and it's slow to break the pattern, right? So this is a form of a memory. It keeps doing the same pattern over and over and over again. So when we're doing this, this has a big impact on even your physiology. There was a couple cases where I was treating arthritis where the person was just not responding. You know, we'd get them feeling better for a few hours or maybe a day, and we couldn't get them to shake the inflammation and the pain. And when we stepped back, I looked at it and I thought, let's just step away from what we know and let's just try things. And so we started working some of the memory mechanisms. The symptoms substantially shifted, and the person had a lot less inflammation, and they had significantly less pain, and it was a non-specific treatment. We weren't treating arthritis, we were treating memory mechanisms. So memory mechanisms have a lot to do with your overall health. It's not just the ability to recall information. It's tied to other parts of your physiology, it's tied to some of your psychology, and it's tied to things that happen in your dream body, okay? So with that, we're going to do recall memory. Now, you have choices. You could use petitgrin, you could use rue, you could use kunzia, you could use rosemary, you could use basil, you could also use memory support. If you don't have any of those, even something like thyme or cinnamon, that would also work. But the first ones, the petitgrin, rue, kunzia, rosemary, basil, memory support. Those would be top choices. If you had something fancy, linden blossom or neroli would be the fancier things to use here. Linden blossom supreme would also be super fancy. Okay, does anybody not have anything that we just mentioned?
You can type it in to me here.
I think we're good. Okay. So, you know, sometimes we do a thing where we recall a good thing or a bad thing. With memory mechanisms, it's kind of hard to do that. Let's not really worry about that right now. Let's just do a treatment protocol, Okay, let's just treat this as a therapy session. So just close your eyes and center yourself. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, so now begin to take long, slow, deep breaths. And we're not even going to do a pattern at first. We're just going to take some long, slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. You're inhaling like this, exhaling through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Looking for that sound of what's pretty much. Okay, now just be still, be aware. Keep your eyes closed. Just be still. Now, begin to inhale. Your awareness is on your front solar plexus. So just below your ribs, on your upper abdomen, take long, slow, deep breaths. Keep taking long, slow, deep breaths. And just be still. Keep your eyes closed, be still, let go of the inhalation. We're going to stay on the front solar plexus. Again, take some long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the front solar plexus, just below the ribs, on your upper abdomen. Long, slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through the mouth. Just be still. Keep your eyes closed. Just be still. We're going to still stay on the front solar plexus. Again, long, slow, deep breaths in that same spot you've just been doing. Long, slow, deep breaths. Just be still, be aware, keep your eyes closed, just let go. Now, put your awareness on the back solar plexus, your mid-back area. Long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your mid-back, the back solar plexus. Just be still, be aware, just let it go for a moment. Just be still. Again, begin to inhale, still on your back solar plexus, which is your mid-back area. Just be still, be aware. Maintain your stillness. Again, begin to inhale. Your awareness is still on the back solar plexus. Just let it go. Just be still. Just be still. Just be aware. Maintain your stillness and awareness. We're going to do it one more time on the back solar plexus. So long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the back solar. Just be still, be aware, keep your eyes closed. Now let's move your awareness to the spleen, which is on the left-hand side, just below the ribs. You're going to do just the front side. It's from the center line and the side. It's right in the middle, but below the ribs, right? This is your spleen area, your spleen chakra. Put your awareness there. Take long, slow, deep breaths. Inhale the oil through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Just be still, be aware. Again, same spot, the left-hand side below your ribs, the front spleen, long, slow, deep breaths. Just be still. Just let everything go. Keep your eyes closed. Notice your body. Notice your emotions, your thoughts. Notice your joints. Now, on the back side, opposite of that same exact spot, you're going to the back spleen chakra. You're going to inhale on that same area, but on the back side. So just draw a line through your body, come out on the back side, and hit that same spot. Long, slow, deep breaths. Just be still, be aware. Just let everything go for a moment. Again, begin to inhale on your back spleen. So on the left-hand side, on your back, long, slow, deep breaths. Just let it go. Be still. Go to your navel. Take long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your navel. Keep inhaling. Just be still, be aware, just let it go. Again, begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your navel. Just be still, be aware. Again, begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your navel. Let go of the inhalation. Just be still. Now move your awareness 1.5 inches below your navel. Keep taking long, slow, deep breaths. Just be still, be aware. Keep your eyes closed, just let go. Begin to inhale again, still in that same spot, 1.5 inches below your navel. Just be still, be aware, just let go. Move your awareness to the bottom of your tailbone, the basic chakra. Long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the basic chakra. Just be still, be aware, just let it go. Again, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your tailbone, the bottom of your tailbone. Just be still. Be aware. Just let go. Keep your eyes closed. Put your awareness on the soles of your feet. Continue to inhale. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Just be still. Again, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Just be still, be aware. Just let everything go. That was recall memory. We're going to now move to recognition memory. You're going to use the same oil. We're just going to do a different pattern. So just continue to use the same oil you've been using. Put your awareness on the back head. So opposite your eyebrows, on the back side, your back head. Long, slow, deep breaths. Just be still, be aware. Begin inhaling with your awareness on the back head. Continue to take long, slow, deep breaths. Your eyes are closed. Just be still. Let it go. Put your awareness on your forehead, where the hairline is. Long, slow, deep breaths. Just be still, be aware. Just let it go. And it's for patterns. Okay, again, begin to inhale. Awareness is still on your forehead. Just be still, be aware. Now, go down to the area between your eyebrows. Long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the ajna, the area between your eyebrows. Continue to inhale. Just be still, be aware. Keep your eyes closed. Again, begin to inhale, same spot, the center between your eyebrows, the ajna. Just be still, be aware. Keep your eyes closed. Now begin to inhale. Your awareness is on your throat, the middle of your throat, the throat chakra. Just be still, be aware. Again, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your throat chakra, which is in the center of your throat. Just be still, be aware, let everything go. Okay, so we're halfway through. How are you feeling? So now we're going to do semantic memory. So this is when you pick up information from like your environment, your culture, your just exposures to things. It might not be something that you think about or that registers, but because of your exposures, you're able to draw upon your experiences, your impressions, the things that you've seen, and you're able to draw upon this to pull out pieces of information. So it's basically your ability to draw upon your body of knowledge from all your life experiences based on like your culture, the workplace, your family, just things that are in your environment. You wouldn't think about, I'm trying to think of a good example. It might be that you don't know how to cook a particular kind of food, or you've never tried cooking a particular kind of food, and then somebody starts, saying, "Hey, I want to make this type of food from this particular culture," and without thinking about it, you start drawing upon that because you watched your grandmother make it, you watched your mother make it, you grew up eating that kind of food, and so you have pieces of information there that other people don't have because of your exposure to that kind of food. I mean, that's a really basic example, but it's something along those lines. It's very general memories, right? Very general memories that you're able to draw upon as knowledge, okay? So with this, we're wanting to use a couple of choices. You can use sage or clary sage. You can use any sort of fir, You could use any sort of spruce, myrrh, you could use frankincense, you could use bay laurel. If you don't have one of those, let us know. How are you doing? Seems like everybody's good. Okay, so we're going to do the same pattern that we did with the original. So we're just using a different oil. Okay, so here we go. Your awareness is on your front solar plexus. Long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your front solar. How is that person? Be still, be aware. Just let it go for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Like repressed, like it's, you know, it's buried. Yeah, you can, yeah. Again, long, slow, deep breath. Again, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the front solar plexus. Just be still, be aware, just let it go. Move to the back solar plexus, the mid-back area. Just be still. Begin to inhale on the back solar plexus again. Continue to inhale. Good, good. Just be still, be aware. Now move to your front spleen on the left-hand side below the ribs. Remember, it's under the ribs, halfway between the midline and the outside of your body, below the ribs. Long, slow, deep breaths. It's in this area if you still need a visual. Just be still. Again, the front spleen. Long, slow, deep breaths. Continue to inhale, but move your awareness to the back spleen. Just be still, be aware. Again, long, slow, deep breaths. Back spleen. Be still, be aware. Put your awareness on your navel. Long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your navel. Be still, be aware. Again, your awareness is on your navel. Long, slow, deep breaths. Continue to inhale. Move your awareness to the navel minor, 1.5 inches below your navel. Just be still. Again, begin inhaling, 1.5 inches below your navel. Continue to inhale, move your awareness to the tailbone, the bottom of the tailbone. Continue to inhale. Just be still. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the tailbone, the basic chakra. Keep inhaling. Move your awareness to the soles of your feet. Just be still, be aware. Again, inhale. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Just be still, be aware, just let go. Keep your eyes closed. So that was semantic memory. Now, the next and final application is just long-term memory. It's a very short application. We're going to use the same oil that we've been using, just to keep it simple. And then we're going to talk about what this does besides what each piece does. We're going to talk about what the whole segment does. Okay? So begin to inhale. Your awareness is on your groin area or the sex chakra. Okay, be still. Just maintain your stillness. Let it incubate for a moment. Okay, again, your awareness is on the sex chakra. Keep inhaling. Move your awareness up to the center of your chest, the front heart. Just be still, be aware. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your front heart, the center of your chest. Keep inhaling. Move your awareness up to your throat, the center of your throat. Just be still. Keep your eyes closed. Be still. Begin to inhale again. Your awareness is on the throat. Move your awareness up to the top of your head, the crown. Just be still, be aware. Okay, again, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the top of your head, the crown. Okay, let it go. Just let everything go. Check in to see how you feel. Move your body around, move your head, your neck. Now, what this does, this segment, it's part of the memory mechanisms, but what it's doing is it's treating each of these specific types of memory mechanisms, but as a whole, what it does is it actually treats brain fatigue. So it increases the energy levels of the brain. It also would treat what you would call is debility. And so that is just when the body's depleted, when the nervous system's depleted, when you're feeling run down, when you're having a hard time functioning. It actually is usually associated with a type of brain fatigue. And so to take it a step further, it would also treat, in the old days we used to call it neurasthenia, but it would be chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. And so when a person has a lot of brain fatigue, what actually starts to happen is they also develop a sleep disorder. So even though we're treating memory mechanisms, you're also trying to prevent the person from generating a sleep disorder, okay? And then by going through and doing this, you're increasing your attention span, you know, your ability to focus on something for prolonged periods of time, your capacity to take the information in. So you're increasing your attention span, the capacity, and because your attention span is longer and you can stay focused, you have a tendency to be more accurate in the things you observe. So this segment is, you know, when you look at it from the point of view of the memory mechanisms, each one of these is very important. But when you take a step back and you look at what these four mechanisms do when you treat them together, I mean, that is something substantial. Whenever you're dealing with brain fatigue, you're also dealing with poor immune response and poor lymphatic function. Your body's having a hard time detoxifying. And so this would go hand in hand with any sort of lymphatic treatment, or if a person has had long-term inflammation in the body, they have brain fatigue. If there has been a psychological trauma of any substantial degree, there is going to be brain fatigue. You know, any sort of chronic health issue, chronic pain syndrome, there's going to be brain fatigue, right? And so with any of this, this would be part of your treatment. You could use this in some of the later treatments for PTSD. You know, there's other things you'd want to do first, but this could definitely be a part of the recovery. PTSD is a type of brain fatigue. And I mean, there is some psychological components to it, but a lot of it is biological. And so, you know, we're talking about memory, but this has impact on a lot of other health issues besides just memory mechanisms. Now, we're going to do one more week of memory work. And then after that, we are going to start tackling different health issues and talking about treatments in these study group review classes. And so we're going to be pulling things together from different classes, or there might even be some new information. But say you have a herniated disc, we'll look at treating it specifically, but then look at, okay, what is long-term effects of a herniated disc? What is long-term effects of an autoimmune disorder? What is long-term effects of, you know, whatever it might be. We're going to start tackling different health issues and talking about them a little bit more in depth and compiling all the building blocks from the different classes and start pulling things from different areas and then going through and doing the treatments. And so if you have health issues that you'd like to see addressed, you could start submitting those to Plant Prana calendar, so that we can start talking about them as a group rather than spending time going to each individual. Let's use this as a time for learning, and we learn from the different health issues that are being presented. And if somebody is definitely having, you know, a health issue, or they're trying to treat somebody who has a health issue, let's do it like they would do in a teaching hospital. Let's provide treatment, but use that situation to gauge how the treatment's going. But let's share it amongst the group so that we all can learn from these situations. This is how I used to teach like 25 years ago when I was teaching people how to do therapy. Is we wouldn't talk about it in theory. We'd bring people in and treat the different conditions. You know, when we did head traumas, we didn't talk about it in theory. We went and got a contract with a facility, and we treated the, you know, as many people in the facility as we could with all the variations of head traumas. And so I would like to start doing that if you guys are into it. I think that is a good step. You can provide yourself or people around you with some relief, but it's a way for us to all learn based on experience rather than it being in book study. So I think it's a good next logical step for everything. We've been doing a lot of esoteric things, but let's not get too far away from just good old-fashioned making the quality of life better through dealing with our health issues. So with that, we have a few minutes. So does anybody want to have comments or ask questions about the segment we just did? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
You know what? Let me make myself the host really quick again. That way I can make sure you guys can unmute yourselves. Also, we had someone ask if we want to treat brain fatigue, do we need to start short-term memory segment?
No, good question. Brain fatigue would be just what we did tonight. You do not have to do the segment from last week. Just do the segment from tonight. These 4 applications actually directly impact brain fatigue.
You all can unmute now. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Greg, it's Peggy.
Hey, Peggy.
Well, you know, it's been over a month now, and I had an allergic reaction to chemo cream, and it's been challenging. I take your classes, and sometimes like just now, I pooped out about halfway through. I had to eat something. It's a long day. Your time frame is different, and it was dinner time, and I needed to eat. But the inflammation and the itching, I went systemic with the inflammation. So it's been real challenging, and sometimes your classes put me into where I'm not scratching and itching and rubbing. It's the debrising of the chemical burn. So it's been real challenging, but your classes have been really helpful, and I love your ideas, and I'm all for what you described just a little while ago. So I say thank you.
So I mean, thank you, Peggy. You're so sweet. So this is a perfect example. Like, so if you listen to what she just said, she had a severe allergic reaction. So for one, chemotherapy causes a little bit of brain fatigue just by the nature of the chemotherapy. It causes depletion in the nerves, basically.
Yeah.
And so, you know, one of the ways that I have treated people going through any sort of treatment like that is we do a lot of regeneration to the nervous system, and we do a lot of things that strengthen the nervous system. And then on top of that, you had an allergic reaction. And so anytime you see an allergic reaction that is severe, not just like when you have like allergies to like, you know, pollen and things like that, but when I'm talking, you have a severe allergic reaction, like with what you're describing.
Yeah.
The byproduct of that is it's an inflammatory response, and it's going to cause substantial fatigue, brain fatigue, and depletion of the nervous system. And so the quicker that the nervous system bounces back, the quicker the person bounces back. And so, I mean, that is the perfect example of that. And anytime you see an allergic reaction, the body is having to fight off excessive amounts of inflammation. And so the lymphatic system gets backed up or stagnant.
Clogged.
So,
Yeah.
so you have two things happening there. And when the lymphatic system gets depleted, I mean, you're describing kind of like what happens with fibromyalgia. You know, it would be much further down the line, but when the lymphatic system becomes very backed up, the thing that happens is the sensory nerves start firing at a much faster rate because
all over the body.
Yep.
And let me say, 30 years ago, I had a diagnosis of chronic fatigue syndrome before it was a diagnosis, because we went through all the steps. So here my body is remembering an allergic, that type of bringing it right back in my face, so to speak, literally.
So we're going to start tackling these things where we're going to treat, I mean, chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia is become very commonplace. And so we're going to be tackling chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, you know, allergic reactions. We're going to start tackling all these different kinds of health issues and talking about them in the study group time. And, you know, even a little bit in the off season, we're going to have some study groups on the weekend that will just be free weekends where, you know, it'll be through the holidays and stuff. And if you can't, you know, join during the holidays, then, you know, they'll be recorded and they'll at least be in a library that you guys can access. But we're going to try to put as much stuff in video form as we can so that you guys can hear the conversations and hear the feedback and get everything in real time.
And then go back over it if you can't make it all the way through. I listened to the whole thing, but I couldn't. After about halftime, I had to go potty and I had to eat. So, but I will listen to it again and then work the rest of the system. I did the last portion, but you're doing it great. Everybody, I trust people love it as much as I do. You're covering all the bases and moving us through it. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Samantha, for all that work.
Thank you. And so the idea would be that we're kind of gonna, by going through and doing this, we'll build up like a little library of conditions that are all on video. I mean, we're gonna do it in written form too, but you know, we're gonna set it up so that you have access to, like, again, like say you're treating somebody, a couple months goes by and we've talked about chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia. You can go back and access the video where it's you know, an hour or two of us talking about how to treat it, and you can, you know, follow along the treatment protocol with the video and hear the explanation along with the written information. And so we're going to just start building up a library for you guys to access that's just free to do it the first time around and free to access it after the fact. So anybody else have any questions or comments?
Greg, I have just have a comment on,
hey,
back on the, hi, on the allergic reaction. So basically, for the severe allergic reaction, would helichrysum still work? Like if you spray it on your body?
So like if it's on the skin,
Yes.
you could use anything that's like anti-inflammatory. So helichrysum could work. Chamomiles work really good as long as there's not an allergy to ragweed. If you're not sure, stick with just something like the helichrysum. But like Roman chamomile, German chamomile, or yarrow are probably your best two choices. They're dark blue, so they're a little bit messy, but they cut the inflammation substantially. But helichrysum
What about
is very good.
Your inflam end?
Yeah, that would be good because that's got
it's blue.
all of it. Yeah, that's got all of it in it. It's German chamomile, yarrow, helichrysum, blue tansy. Yeah. Okay. But like, you know, I've even used helichrysum where somebody's had a boil and it's really big and it needs to be lanced. And we just did a couple applications of helichrysum and the boil reduced by like 70% almost overnight. I mean, it's really amazing.
And I also do take the crude vitamin C, but I'm not very consistent.
Right.
So I need to work on that.
We're gonna
so I don't have so much reactions.
We're gonna talk about allergies for a while over the next couple of months. We're gonna just start tackling a bunch of the health issues. And so, you know, some of it is gonna be that we tackle it with essential oils, but if there's things that can be done better than what we can do with essential oils, I'm going to give you the information so you can go out and get the products from, you know, wherever. You go on Amazon or you go into your health food store, and, you know, we're going to try to have your best treatment protocol as possible. Like in Peggy, going back to you, you know, if there's a lot of fatigue that's starting to set in towards later in the day, you know, like about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that usually when it happens? Yeah.
Yes.
Probably your best bet is to use, there's an herb called rhodiola. And if you take rhodiola like more like in the morning or around lunchtime, it should dissipate that 3, 4 o'clock, you know, in the afternoon fatigue. It should just knock that out. It might take a few days of it. Yeah, you could get it in capsules. You could get it in tincture, but I would actually take it in capsules. Like I think it's better that you take the material rather than just the alcohol extraction. You know, so take like 2 or 3 capsules of it. You know, maybe start with just 2 capsules, work your way up to 3, but it's strengthening without being like stimulating. You know what I mean? Like it increases endurance, not stimulates like caffeine or something.
Sounds like a deal. Thank you.
Yeah, that should knock out that afternoon fatigue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, hi, Greg. Sorry,
hey.
I didn't mean to to click on anything. I just wanted to share that I got my yarrow yesterday and I put it on my skin because it was itching, and other than I turned into a blue smurf, it really
I know.
it really calmed it down.
It did calm it down, right?
Yeah.
Good. You know, a milder version, like if the itching's not too bad, because like I can't remember what they call that medically. I want to say it's called pruritus, something like that, which just means like itchy skin. Like a softer treatment would be Roman chamomile. You know, it should take some of the itchiness out, but you know, not as messy. But when it's a strong itch, you got to go to the German chamomile or the yarrow. Yeah, I mean, it's messy, like you said. It turns you into like a Smurf, but it does knock out the itchiness. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to use it on my dogs too, because sometimes
and you know, so one of the things that you could do to like minimize the messiness, I did this for myself, and it's really soothing to the sensory nerves as well, is put it in like alcohol, like vodka, and
Okay.
make it like a spray, and then spray it on the body parts. And it's really super soothing. You know, it's anti-inflammatory. It's very soothing to the nerves, and
Okay.
that actually might prevent you from getting the itching.
Okay. So like
Yeah.
a 2 ml vodka spray bottle, how many drops would I
Yeah,
use?
like if you had like a 2-ounce vodka, like, you know, a
Yeah.
spray bottle,
Yeah.
I'd probably do like 40 or 50 drops.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like maybe start with 40. Like put 40 in and, you know, shake it up every time, because the vodka still has a little bit of water in it, and with the blue oil like yarrow or German chamomile, sometimes it will separate a little bit because of the water.
Okay.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't want to use vodka, you could always use witch hazel, as long as it doesn't have a scent that's augmenting the witch hazel.
Got it.
You know, sometimes you can get just non-scented witch hazel. I mean, because sometimes they put like wintergreen in it or something like that. Just get it, you know, without a scent.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Greg.
You're so welcome.
All right.
Okay, you guys. Well, I hope you had a good session tonight. And like I said, if you're ever just feeling like brain fatigue or hard time processing information, you know, your cognitive functions are going down, you're dealing with a lot of inflammation or allergic reactions, use this protocol to keep the brain strong. And the person, who is that, Tracy? Like, Tracy, you're okay?
She already left.
Oh, she already left. Okay.
And she said she was okay before she
Okay.
left.
Okay, you guys. Well, I got to jump into another meeting. So thanks so much for hanging out tonight. And next week we're on for the same time. We're going to do memory one more time. And then we're going to start jumping into the different treatments. Okay. And I hope I see some of you for the free review this weekend with the angel classes.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Thank you so
you're
much.
so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take
Thank you,
care,
Greg.
guys.
Thank you.
Take care.